Thank you for watching Platinum Reddit. The best of all Reddit and answers. Business owners of Reddit, what's the most obnoxious reason an employee quit had to be fired over? My dad and I ran a business together cleaning out foreclosed homes for a real estate agency as I was finishing high school. I was a senior, so I got out at lunchtime and we could usually get a house done in a half day. Sometimes we'd get some bad ones, and we had a few guys that we would call to see if they wanted to make a quick $100 for a day's work. On my literal last day of class, my dad picked up one of our usual guys and got one house about 90% done by lunch. He was a pretty normal guy that we had never had any trouble with. The guy we paid to help my dad went out to the truck and came back into that house with a gun and robbed my dad of his wallet and took his keys and left in our truck. Funny thing is, my dad only had the cash he was about to give him an hour later for finishing up the house. The state police got the guy's number from us, and they told him some bogus story about how my dad was being investigated for not paying his workers, and if met them with the truck they would get his statement and let him go. Idiot pulls up and gets arrested on the spot. He got 8 years in prison. Employee had corporate card, charged a vacation, purse, fossil watch, takeout, along with overall being miserable to work with, had laptop stolen within weeks of joining. Fired her, and a few days later a watch catalog from Fossil showed up at the office with her name on it. Have active court cases for all the theft. We had a young intern helping with some hardware inventory tasks. It wasn't uncommon for laptops not to make it back to us as projects would hoard them from terminated employees, but one day we noticed his backpack open and a laptop of model we used sticking out. Sent him to the other side of the building and checked the serial number, and yep, it was one he reported as missing during a recent inventory. Opportunistic theft is one thing, but bringing it back into the office every day, just wow. Not a business owner, but at a previous job we had issues with food being stolen from the break room fridge. The company made a big stink about it, and it kept happening, so they very obviously installed security cameras in the break room. Like big fucking cameras in plain sight, pointing at the fridge, with our bosses being very direct about there is the camera. You really want to lose your job over eating some owned sandwich? Few days later, guy gets fired for stealing food. Literally on camera, just grabbing people's lunch out of the fridge and eating it. I fired a guy because he said he couldn't come to work because it was raining and he had just washed his car the day before. Medical clinic. An employee told a patient he wants to know what she tastes like. Doesn't get much worse. Pawn shop employee stole $400 from the cash register, then realized that there were video cameras. He had no idea where the security footage was stored, so in order to cover his tracks he set the store on fire. He actually ended up getting pretty badly burned in the process and went to jail right after the hospital. I know somebody they had to take a drug test, so he brought a little sample jar of drug-free piss with him, went into the toilet, came out, gave the fake sample to whoever was doing the test, and got fired on the spot. The sample was cold. Fresh piss is hot. I owned a pet store, and a young man came in looking for work. He seemed quite personable, and had been a bit of a regular customer with his mom, so we gave him a chance. Turns out he's anaphylactic allergic to fish. And not just eating them, touching them. We sell live fish, fish food, which is made out of fish, cat, and dog food with fish etc. We was like, it's no problem, I have an EpiPen. No. You wouldn't look for a job at a peanut factory if you were allergic to nuts. I can't believe his mom even allowed it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and watch my previous videos for the best of Reddit.